their money or use their money wisely.
To also raise the income tax rates for individuals.
What do you think about businesses being GST registered? What is your key takeaways from the Singapore budget as a consumer product? Money, 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 budget money, GST Lilo. Yes, so on the 18th of February, the Finance Minister has announced the Singapore budget. The subsidies, the GST, the CDC voucher, so many things to talk about on the Singapore budget. But we only talk about one thing, which is the GST hike. We're going to go 1% on 2023 and then the 1% on 2024. So in this video, I'll be inviting my friend who got 10 over years of accounting experience and he's an accounting and a taxation specialist. So you know what to do, what to plan, and how to spend your dollars wisely. See you! First of all, the viewers want to know who you are. Would you mind introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Andrew and I'm a practicing tax practitioner. I've been in the industry for more than 10 years.
This Singapore budget was announced on 18th of February by the Finance Minister.
Yes.
What is the key takeaways or maybe a few things that you want to say about this budget?
I think basically the hottest topic of the budget was definitely the GST. So we came to know that there's going to be a staggered increase in the GST percentage points to 8% starting from next year and also to 9% in 2024. I think apart from that, right, the other thing that really caught my surprise was more of the government's intention to also raise the income tax rates for individuals, which will actually happen as soon as the year assessment 2024, which actually means that it will affect what you will be earning starting from next year 2023.
Oh, so 2023 the income tax is going to be changed. But that's not the key essence that we want to talk to. For full details, please read up at the budget or otherwise look for him after the video. Now Andrew, I want to ask you about Singapore budget.
Yes.
Of course, in particular about the GST hike that everybody's talking about. 1st of January 2023, we're going to increase by 1%, and after that 2024, we're going to increase by 1%.
Yeah.
Did it shock you? Did it surprise you?
Okay, so I would say that it didn't actually come to a surprise. There was also a slight concern. Some people did ask me that, hey, will the GST increase happen with immediate effect, like as soon as the next day or even sometime in 1st March or April? I felt that that wouldn't be possible because let's talk about next day. If GST just increases within the next day itself, what you may actually experience is going to be a mad rush to the supermarkets. A lot of people will be going on a quick buying spree.
Then you're going to hoard up all the toilet papers, you're going to queue super long queue at the supermarket already.
Yeah, so definitely that will not happen. So I thought the good time was actually July, but I'm pretty surprised we did it. We pushed it all the way to January.
1st of January.
Yes, and it was also done staggered. If I recall, there was one of the major banks doing an article and this prediction was actually spot on.
Oh, which means that actually, in short, it didn't really caught you by surprise, and you think it was a very muted move because it kind of break the 2% over the spread of 2 years.
Yes.
So it's still okay within your expectations.
Yes, I think if you ask me personally, I think it has exceeded my expectations. For me, because we all know, definitely when it comes to taxes, as time goes by, the tax rates will gradually increase. And for the government to do it over 2 years, I think that was the best win-win situation or like a middle ground situation we can all come towards.
Government win, we win, all of us win. But how to win? That's the key, Andrew. During this period of 2 years, it's not going to be instantly we're going to increase the GST. But these 2 years, sure, our viewers want to know how to spend the dollars wisely or how can business spend their money or use their money wisely. What do you think business should do?
Okay, so I think since we already know when the increase will take place, so the important thing right now is to always plan ahead. So from now till the end of the year, before the increase starts, businesses may want to engage a good accountant, or if you have an in-house person to be going through this with you, do some budgeting, do some forecasting. If you are planning to make major purchases which will attract this GST, definitely the good idea is to make these purchases within this year and not next year or even in 2024 when there's going to be higher GST rates.
When do you think the next GST hike will happen? 2030? What do you think? It's a very wild guess. I know you are not allowed to say this type of thing, but wild guess.
You have to really follow some of the government's reports to see what's the forecast, what's the revenue coming in, and whether it really makes sense to do another increase. Yeah, so for now, I think perhaps it may just let this new rate sink in for a couple of years before we can look at the next increase. Because if you look historically, the last time where we went from 7% to currently now, it was really a span of a very long time.
How long was
Yeah.
it? I'm just curious.
I think it started in 2007. Yeah, back then I wasn't even practicing yet.
So 2007 to 2022, that's about 15 years
Yes.
that it increased from 7 to 9. So if you really calculate, the next possible increase maybe about 10 over years later.
That may happen, but of course, if circumstances at that point of time make sense that the government feels a need to raise it again, definitely it will happen.
Andrew, I've got a bonus question for you. Those companies that are not GST registered, how would it be impacted? And should they register their company before or after 1st of January 2023? What do you think about businesses being GST registered?
Okay, so when it comes to GST registration, there's actually two tracks you can go. The first track is compulsory registration. This is when a business exceeds a certain level of revenue. The other option is to voluntarily register yourself as a GST registered company. So the key thing here is more towards what's the perks. Definitely as a GST registered company, you get to claim back most of the GST
Expenditure.
you incur on expenditure. Yeah, but the question really is should you be GST registered? I'll say this one you would have to do a couple of you just need to reassess your situation. One, being GST registered comes with added responsibilities, such as when you invoice your customers, you will need to follow certain requirements of how your invoice needs to look, what needs to be mentioned on the invoice. A very quick way to assess this is if, let's say, you find yourself sandwiched in the following situation, such as like all your clients that you are billing to are all GST registered companies and all your suppliers are also GST registered companies, then if you are being sandwiched in a situation like this, then I think more or less it may be more recommended that you be GST registered. Why so? Because all your expenses that you buy from your suppliers.
In short, if you're a sandwich business, your supplier charge GST, your customer gonna charge you GST, you got in the middle, GST is probably the best thing for you. One last question.
Yeah.
How can viewers out there reach out to you if they got more questions?
You can find me on LinkedIn. You can also, or you can follow this hashtag called SG Tax Tuesday. This is where I post simple articles on taxation for, some of my followers.
As a prestige or esteemed visitor for the show, I always want to pass you a special gift. You have been in accounting business and you're talking about meeting business owners. So I've actually got this special thing for you. You know what? Meeting people is part of the job. So from there on, you're able to put in different people's name card over here. To show your accreditation of 10 over years, you can put in your own name card over here. So each time when you meet clients, you're able to key notes over here. You know what all these pages will mean? By the time you finish, the next GST hike might increase. Okay, I'm just kidding. Here you go. Thank you so much for coming over.
Thank you.
Just now you heard from a corporate business point of view. How about a consumer? So you know what? I've invited another friend of mine who is a certified financial planner, as an investor that makes money. Do you make money, Jonathan?
Definitely.
Okay. Now, Jonathan, would you mind to introduce yourself to the viewers out there?
Hi, I'm a certified financial planner with 20 years of experience.
Now, Jonathan, you have read about the Singapore budget. I hope that you're able to give a different point of view in terms of consumer. What is your key takeaways from the Singapore budget as a consumer point of view? What is your good favorites?
The good favorite, I think, is that it encourages us to use the CDC vouchers to support our local food for the next 2 years.
Okay.
We had it this year and we're going to have it for the next 2 years, which is great. The other handouts that we got are for the seniors and those under 21. We top up their MediSave, as well as for the HDB homeowners, where they will have varying sums of GST savings depending on their household sizes.
What's your favorite, given the Singapore budget? CDC voucher.
CDC vouchers, because I want all children in Singapore shouldn't be thinking of McDonald's or Pizza Hut for their favorites. They should be saying chicken rice, Olwa or laksa or satay, because this is our national culture, not Pizza Hut, not McDonald's.
Okay, CDC voucher is our favorite. Do you think it affects consumers, especially like normal people like us, when we buy, for example, vegetables or even buy an orwa? Do you think it affects the consumers?
The incremental costs may not be felt so much because the government is going to ease in over 2 years, plus the households, HDB households will be getting it over the next 4 years. What I can see is that there will be a boost to consumer durables because households will be bringing forward their spending that they might have for their fridge or their car to beat the GST over the next 2 years. So there are plenty of stocks that invest in consumer durables and they should see a boost to their share price because of the increased earnings over the next 2 years. The Singaporeans will have to save more for their CPF because the government has increased the retirement sum when they reach 55. Singaporeans can use their CPF to invest rather than just leaving it in their CPF at 2.5%. So I would actually encourage all CPF account holders to look at investing, especially those that are more than 7 years away from 55, because that's one economic cycle and they can take advantage of investing their CPF such that it will beat the 2.5 or even the special account 4% per annum.
So if you really want to invest, he's the best guy too?
Yes, me.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for being so supportive to say, yeah, it's me. Before we end the video, would you want to let how the viewers able to know how they can contact you or reach you? Which is the best way?
LinkedIn, Jonathan Hyo Finance.
Jonathan, before we end the video, I've always got a gift for you. Since you are in investing, a wallet that protects your money from skimming. This is the RFID wallet, so which means put your money with him, your money is safely kept in this RFID wallet. You will be safely parking your money with Jonathan.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
Okay, so let us say bye to the subscribers over there. Bye!